All right, y'all boys, man. As y'all can tell by the title, we got he had deprived urges for his sister and acted on them in the most gruesome way, man. Let's get into it.
Harrowing case here in Scotland, the case of Amber Gibson.
Just utterly shocked, really can't
Amber
believe it.
Gibson.
So far too close to home, it's really frightening. I worry that
Oh, where's this
girls,
at? This sounds like some different shit. UK?
especially young girls, can't walk about at night time without things like this happening to them.
So our focus is to understand Amber's last movement so that we can provide some answers to her loved one. The overall circumstances were to a degree traumatic for those involved, including investigating officers.
Amber Gibson was born on the first day of January 2005 at the Lanarkshire Wishaw General Hospital.
2005, damn. January 1st, 2005. That's a weird birthday.
Older brother Connor, who was born 2 years earlier.
Connor, why is a nigga from the UK always named Connor?
By the time Amber was born, her biological parents, Peter Gibson, and his much younger partner, Anne-Marie, had already established a violent and chaotic household in North Berwick Crescent, East Kilbride. It was a life of physical and verbal harm that Connor experienced in full during his formative years. Between August 2001 and August 2007, Peter Gibson would physically harm and verbally attack the mother of his children.
Yeah, you wildin', my guy. You wildin'. Yeah, this type of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be doing that shit, bro. Not only, you know what I'm saying, you ain't supposed to be hitting the female in the first place unless you're in serious harm. You gotta be in serious fucking harm. Like, this bitch got down there and grabbed a knife or some shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because most of the females don't be strong for real, Like, but yeah, you wildin'. It's damn sure not with the kids. You know what I'm saying? You had kids with her and then you doing that. Like, they said 2001 through 2007. So you was beating on her for 6 years, my guy. Well, so why don't y'all just split up? Why are you still even there with him?
Very eyes. Connor, being the older of the siblings, had a better understanding of what was happening inside their household. He knew that the violence his mother suffered was wrong, but the ordeal had deeply affected him. With his mind still developing, he saw his own mother bruised and beaten. Those images had injured Connor mentally to the point of changing him for the worse. Social workers from South Lanarkshire Council rescued Connor and Amber from the violent household. Their care was...
No, I'm gonna let niggas know this right now. Because just off this title and how this shit went, look, this is no excuse. This is no excuse at all. Because I kind of know where this shit going. But
trusted to Mr. and Mrs. Adams, Anne-Marie's parents. Amber's maternal grandparents were lovely people who did their best to care for and provide for them. Unfortunately, they encountered a problem. Taking them under their wing had put a financial strain on the Adams household. Despite asking for financial aid from the government, no help came. Instead, Connor and Amber were placed into the foster care system and were soon entrusted to foster parents in another Lanarkshire town.
Oh, man.
This is a happy family photograph of the Nivens. Amber Gibson is the red-haired lady wearing black. Connor Gibson is the smiling young man wearing the blue shirt. The couple who adopted them were Craig and Carol Niven. Despite not being their biological parents, the Nivens still treated them as if they were their own children.
Yeah.
Craig recalled that upon the arrival of the two into their home back in 2008, Connor told his sister that they were now safe. The statement warmed the hearts of the Nivens and stayed with them for years. It was a glimpse of the deep scars the Gibson household left on the two unfortunate siblings. Despite the rocky start to their lives, they received a proper education. Amber attended the Morehouse Academy in Bathgate, West Lothian. It was a private school for children who faced social and educational challenges. According to Stephen Drysdale, one of the academy's staff, Amber was well loved. She was stronger than the horrific experience of domestic violence with her biological parents.
Yeah, see, the thing about this shit is, you don't never forget this shit. You don't never forget this shit. Like, what they got going on, trust me, I can relate to this shit. You never forget.
She showed her grit by embracing life with a positive outlook. She deeply cared for others and took an interest in arts and singing. Her foster parents loved her lively personality and saw her as a light to everyone who knew her.
Amber was such a well-loved, bright and lively young girl who attended as a day pupil at our academy in Bathgate.
Connor, on the other hand, attended a different school. He went to Keir campus in Blantyre, another school specifically catering to children with social, emotional, and behavioral needs. He was the shadow to Amber's light. He was moody and alone.
This shit crazy.
He had sudden outbursts of rage when he got upset.
Yeah.
And he often made morbid jokes about ending.
Yeah, see, he don't know how to control that shit. See, I don't know. That shit, I don't know. Like I said, I can relate to this shit. They got the shit they got going on. I can relate to it, but I ain't gonna lie. Nigga want no creep though. Like I won't fucking around, fucking up in school or needing help. You know what I'm saying? So I'm going to a special school. Nah. You know what I'm saying? It's like I don't know. Nigga took that shit like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I feel like niggas just gotta face the issues they got going on. Like when you learn to face issues, bro, I feel like that you go a long way when you know how to face issues, bro. Like you gotta learn to face them shits, bro. Some people don't know how to face them shits. Especially the bad parts, bro. Like well, issues is bad parts. But like I don't know.
Other people's lives. Connor was well aware of his mental
depression, anxiety, ADHD on top. Damn, yeah, I'm fine. People may think I'm weird, but I'm complex as fuck, so don't judge. People based on their outside try and look in
mental health issues, and even wrote about them in one Facebook post.
Damn.
Connor was also known to have some disturbingly morbid drawings and writings that showed how affected he was to witness his father's aggression toward his mother.
Yeah. Well, nah,
even though
I can't relate like that. Like, my dad didn't do that. Yeah.
He constantly made remarks about harming others. They were mostly brushed off because people initially thought that he was acting out and was only seeking attention. Despite what the happy photograph showed, it wasn't the whole picture.
Yeah.
After years of raising them, the Nivens had started noticing strange and unsavory behavior in Connor. Craig even went so far as to describe the siblings as not a good mix, and that he wouldn't leave them alone in each other's company. Connor would do awful things to Amber, and she was too powerless to stop him. They were also reported not to get along with each other, and that the Niven household could not provide for Amber's specific behavioral needs. Because of this, a decision was made to separate them.
Damn, this shit like really lets you know like everybody cannot like deal with shit at all. Like,
in 2019, Amber moved out of the Nivens' home and transferred to the Hill House Children's Unit in Hamilton, while her brother stayed with the Nivens. Hill House was a special.
Not everybody can deal. Like they going through it. Like they going fucking through it.
Children's home
Years
for at-risk
later.
youth. Even though the foster care system separated them, the siblings kept in touch through visitations and calls. When Connor aged out of foster care in 2020, he moved out and transferred into a homeless hostel called Blue Triangle Project in Hamilton. It was a transitional space for young adults looking to get back on their feet. All of a sudden, the two siblings were in the same town once again. The siblings remained in each other's lives, but close friends often saw their relationship tumultuous and turbulent. Connor still had his multitude of mental health issues that went unaddressed, and Amber's light.
And see, the problem is, niggas don't know that they, you know what I'm saying, they supposed to use each other to come together and make that shit better. Instead, they, you know what I'm saying, or he
was too weak to take effect on her brother. In June of 2021, Amber had an unfortunate encounter with a criminal on bail. Jamie Stars was imprisoned for inappropriately harming a woman in May 2021. After posting bail, he attended a party and drank heavily with friends. On that night, he encountered Amber, who was too intoxicated to think clearly.
Oh my God.
The following day, Amber woke up with a headache and a stranger next to her on the Bothwell property. The incident was soon reported to the police, and Amber told them what had happened. She testified that she has no recollection of kissing or hugging the man.
Oh my God. What the fuck? It's not funny, but it's like, bro. Oh my God, bro. What? Yo. Oh my God, bro. Go and find y'all a hobby, bro. Go and find y'all something y'all enjoy to do. Master that shit and try to get paid for it, bro. Like, cause it like, even though it's a lot of crazy shit going on in this video, and I can say this shit because, like I said, I've been through some of this shit they went through. So I'm not just speaking out my ass, like, bro, literally, like, the shit. I know everybody don't take the same shit. I know everybody don't take shit that's the same. Don't, you know what I'm saying? Don't can't deal with it the same way you deal with it, but it gets to a point where it's alright. My nigga, you know what I'm saying? You start getting older, nobody like, and I'm keeping this shit above. It gets to a point where you get to a certain age, nobody gives a fuck. Like, I think a lot of people need to understand that shit too, bro. Nobody cares, bro. Like, this shit moves so fast to a point to where you have to face the issue and move the fuck on. And some days, nigga, anxiety gonna kick in, and this might happen, that might happen. Yeah, but you had to like you gotta get past that shit in some way. Like, you gotta get past that shit.
To indicate that she wanted intimacy with him. Still, she knew the man had used her.
And I'm
Given
not
how
talking
she
about
woke
my
up
drinking.
next to him,
That's not how.
unclothed. After she was shown
At
a
all.
board of photographs containing suspect headshots, she pointed out stars. The
That
High
nigga look
Court of
creepy.
Edinburgh judge highlighted that despite his youth and difficult upbringing, Jamie Starr's crimes against two women made him a dangerous person to release.
Oh my
Because
god.
of this, he was
Hold
found
on,
guilty.
y'all. I got this hair, mom. That shit is the most annoying thing ever. I swear it is. Like, damn, this shit's
Sentenced to
stupid.
10.5 years in prison. Amber's
Oh my god. Had to use a fucking Q-tip, man. That shit hurt. That shit still hurt.
life of tragedy started with her childhood filled with violence, unstable living arrangements with the foster care system, and then she also endured being the victim of a horrendous offender who targeted innocent women. Despite all that, she kept a positive outlook on life. Deep scars were forming on her psyche, but the worst trauma was yet to come. On November 26, 2021, mere months after her traumatic encounter, Amber told a friend that she was excited to see her older brother Connor after being separated for so long. Connor had called Hill House and wanted to get together with Amber to mend their fractured relationship. Learning this, the care home manager Ian Curry explicitly advised Amber against the meetup, but the woman still signed out at around 9:15 p.m. to meet her brother. At around 9:51 p.m., Amber snapped a selfie p.m.
Yeah, this nigga's not to be trusted at all. This nigga is wearing a fat ass coat with some shorts and I guess some low top shoes and a burgundy, yellow, and black hat. Yeah, nah, you can't trust him.
to meet her brother. At around 9:51 p.m.,
And
Amber snapped
I'm not too much of a big dressing guy either, but I would never walk out the house looking like that.
a selfie with her brother, sent it to a friend on Snapchat, and captioned it, "My big bro." Then, at 9:55 p.m., the siblings were briefly caught walking along Cadzow Street.
That's
in
what's up
Hamilton.
though. Like the fact that she actually taking pictures like that was mean she, you know what I'm saying, she cared. And other than the mom and the dad, you know what I'm saying, they were the only ones who really had each other in that moment. So, you know what I'm saying, you would expect them to be together. You wouldn't expect them to go like this. You know what I'm saying? That don't make sense.
In CCTV footage. After that, Amber was nowhere to be found. After going through a terrible ordeal with Stars, Amber was glad to be with her brother. He had been with her through their shared trauma with their biological parents. This was a comfort for her.
Exactly.
Despite the continuous changes and horrible happenings, he was a constant part of her life. They talked and laughed together until they made it to the lovely woodland park of Cadzow Glen.
Exactly.
It was a Friday night, so there was traffic and people around. Because of this, she wasn't worried and let her guard down. However, her brother then guided her to a remote part of the park. And when they were finally alone, she saw the change in him. was something angry and sinister bubbling beneath the surface. Connor had been waiting for this opportunity all night. He finally gave in to his urges and attacked Amber. CCTV footage of Kadzau Street showed the siblings walking together toward the park. Later that night, the footage showed Connor walking back home alone. He was visibly tired and even stopped to lean against a fence to rest and breathe before moving on.
Clown, bro.
When he got home, the Blue Triangle project staff asked him why he looked disheveled, and he answered that he had argued with his sister. Before he had encountered anyone in his homeless hostel, at around midnight, Connor had gotten rid of the clothes he wore when he attacked Amber. He just went about his business as if getting rid of evidence was the most natural thing to do.
I don't understand. Like, what would you get?
By that time, people were worried about Amber, especially Ian Curry, who had strongly advised against her going out that night. Hill House first contacted her foster.
Yeah, but she going out with her brother, so it's like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, fuck it. But you ain't expecting them to do some nut ass shit like this. Like, what the fuck? What are you getting out of this? Like, bro, I'm telling you, bro, people do not give a fuck, bro. Just move on. Like,
Parents, the neighbors, but they had not seen her.
It ain't that easy, but it ain't this fucking hard. I tell you that much. Like, damn.
So, a missing person report had been made to the police, and the search for Amber started. Police only had a vague idea of Amber's whereabouts. They could not find her on that first night she went missing. Her lifeless body was discarded and concealed in...
I'd rather you do this to somebody else. I'm not even trying to be that type of guy, but to do that to, you know what I'm saying, your sister like that, that's fucking, that's some crazy shit, bro.
The woods of Kadzau Glen Park.
And you shouldn't do it to anybody, period. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, niggas got a lot to take that shit on and just move, bro. But you should do that to her. That's fucking crazy. And then knowing the shit that she just had, you should have took that shit out on bro. For real. Should have took that shit out on him. I want to see if there's a comment that says some shit like that.
Even in death, she encountered another monster who would use her body. In the early hours of November 27,
There's no fucking way you did this.
Stephen
Corrigan, I know I ain't just hear that right.
Beaten body.
Hold on.
The natural reaction to this event should have been horror and immediate contact with authorities. Instead, Corrigan felt an improper attraction towards her. He used the lifeless Amber to the point that his DNA was found all over her body.
No fucking way. Bro, there is no fucking way. There is no way. Come on, bro. There's no fucking way. There is no fucking way you just did that. Nigga, necrophile. Ain't no fucking way you did that shit. Come on, bro. Like, wow, you supposed to be the motherfucking, the DEA. You supposed to be the DEA. You ought to be living DNA. That's fucked up, man. That's fucked up. My nigga, you broke.
Contact with authorities. Instead, Corrigan felt an improper attraction towards her.
Yo, my nigga, you old as shit. Man, boy. Tell y'all, bro. Niggas will hit anything, bro. Bitches, if you want to get pregnant, it ain't that hard. I promise you, it ain't.
Lifeless Amber to the...
It's niggas who don't give a fuck what they hit. I'm so fucking... Bro, I promise y'all this. I promise y'all that's when I say this. It's a nigga out here. It's the anybody I can think of, any singer or rapper or female that you can think about that look good to y'all. It's a nigga out here that didn't give a fuck if one of them bitches had AIDS, HIV, crabs, blue balls, whatever you want to call it. They hit for sure. They don't give a fuck. I'm telling y'all, bro, niggas don't care. Some niggas, no, not 70% of the niggas on this earth do not give a fuck what they hit.
To the point that his DNA was found all over her body. After his horrendous act, He hid the body further so police wouldn't find it.
Yeah, they creep ass.
Dragged the body to a hidden corner and stacked broken branches and sticks over her to conceal it.
Creepy.
The police first questioned Connor, as he was known to be the last person she was with that night. He told them that he had a heated argument with his sister, and when she started crying, he walked away and left her there.
Oh, you dead, nigga.
To explain his muddy and disheveled look the night before, he reasoned that he fell in a muddy ditch on his way back to the homeless hostel. There was also a telling moment when Connor almost lost his composure.
Hey, look, I tell niggas this all the time. Y'all seen the camera footage of him walking down there, holding his breath and shit. Bro, literally, I tell niggas this all the time. Unless you a professional crime maker, unless you do that shit, you down there gotta be with the government and all that type of shit. You're not getting away with no shit like this. You're not. It's impossible. There's too much technology nowadays. Even if you did wipe up them cameras, it's always gonna be some other shit. It's gonna be an angle you ain't never seen before.
After his crime, when he messaged his 5 friends on Snapchat, he told them that he would need their help with something when they returned. He even punctuated this with a statement that he was being serious. But then, moments later, he followed up with another message telling them, never mind. The next night, Connor was getting paranoid.
Hey, look.
He knew that police investigators could track the movements and monitor his phone activity, so he sent a message to Amber asking her if she was okay. Then he made a Google search on how to get...
You gonna kill your sister and ask if she okay when she did. Oh, nigga nut, man. Nigga nut. Get him out of here, man. Put that nigga away for life.
Police officers to stop monitoring his phone. Fortunately, no matter how much Corrigan hid Amber's body, the police were still able to find her on November 28th, 2021, at around 10:15 a.m. A group of officers took note of the clear signs of violence on her body. She was taken in for autopsy while the police turned to the media for an appeal.
Bro, that's a crazy amount of events. She just got took advantage of, even though, like I said, she got to take blame for that. Because you shouldn't be getting drunk to the point to where you don't know what the fuck is going on. You gotta take blame for that. But niggas still should be doing that. So that's our word right there. Bomb. Second, your brother do some dumbass shit like this. And then after you not even here no more, a nigga who supposed to be saving the day, this nigga over here, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Our focus is to understand
man.
last movement so that we can provide some answers to their loved one. At this time, we don't have anybody custody for that, so that person
They supposed to be saving the day.
is on the loose, and that's why we are seeking the support of the community.
The appeal
Trust
had
nobody.
effectively reached the community, and soon, hundreds of tips and sightings were reported to the police.
Call
The appeal also
911, but
served to
911
warn the
doing
people
shit
in the
like that.
neighborhood that a killer was among them, and that they should take extra precautions until the perpetrator was brought to justice.
Our children and staff.
No, you should take, whatever word you said, I'm sure it means like safety. You should do that shit all the time. No matter who wants it or not. You should always move like that.
Tragedy, and are all working together to support each other at this difficult time.
It
What are the
was strange
results?
to them that happened 4 days after Amber's disappearance. The Nivens were devastated at the gruesome fate that happened to their adopted daughter. All the while, it was strange to them that Connor had not contacted them at all.
Yeah, see,
Instead, Connor took to social media and posted a tribute for his sister. Supposed
I know what I'm feeling right now, but I spoke to them, so yes, it'll be okay. I don't like people what Amber was like, the raw Amber. Not the Amber people saw, but the person she wasn't. I like them to know. This
Constantly
nigga,
grieving brother
this nigga got a profile picture with a
had
coat mask
also reached
on.
out to a local newspaper. He was asking for an interview to talk about his sister. He wrote messages to the local newspaper saying that he wanted the people to know who the real Amber was. His messages got through to the newspaper, and a meeting was set up for the interview on December 2nd, 2021. However, the police investigators had acquired the CCTV footage of the siblings on Kadzow Street and regarded his social media post as somewhat of a red flag. Aside from that, Amber's body was caked in mud when she was discovered, and Connor's statements regarding the source of his muddy appearance were far-fetched.
Bitch.
So, on the day of his interview with the newspaper, Connor didn't show up because he was arrested under suspicion of murder earlier that same day. Mere moments before his arrest, Connor had posted on his social media account urging people to leave a light on for Amber. He was clearly unaware that the police were onto him and his cover-up tactics.
This nigga, man.
After autopsy procedures and DNA sampling, the police had rock-solid evidence that Connor did unspeakable acts to Amber and murdered her. But they
You did it too?
were surprised to find another set of DNA from a man previously arrested in 2003
Oh my God. He did it too?
for a similar crime. Stephen Corrigan's DNA was found in 39 separate areas on the corpse. He was soon
Damn! Bro.
The overall circumstances were, to a degree, traumatic for those involved, including the investigating officer.
It was a sad and devastating time for Craig and Carol Nivens. They had simultaneously lost 2 of their adopted children. They
Yeah,
just
bro,
buried
that's
their beautiful
fucking
daughter
crazy.
in Mark Hall Cemetery, and the other one was in prison. While Connor awaited his murder trial, his father, Peter Gibson, came into the spotlight. The man who had inflicted deep mental and emotional wounds upon his 2 children stood on trial for a litany of crimes. The High Court of Glasgow soon sentenced him to more than 10 years in prison. Connor's day in court came on September 4th, 2023. It would have been a short trial, but despite the overwhelming evidence against him, Connor vehemently denied everything. Detective Chief Superintendent Paul Livingstone commented how his denial of what he did was cold and calculated. He called the man evil for having done the gruesome crime against his own sister, who already had a difficult start in life.
Yeah,
Could have been the person who would be there for him in troubled times.
exactly.
Foster parents of both Amber and Connor Gibson had given evidence here at the High Court in Glasgow during what was a long murder trial.
Livingstone also stated that Connor could have spared Amber's family and friends from the ordeal of a trial. Instead, all of Amber's trauma was laid out and inflicted on every one of her loved ones. Every single day of the 13-day hearing was like torture for both jurors and loved ones. Every detail that was presented collected horrifying looks and tears. When the day of sentencing came, it was a welcome relief.
Throughout the course of this trial, Connor Gibson showed absolutely no emotion. The same today when the jury returned those guilty verdicts, and the police have also been reacting.
Lord Mulholland of the
What
High
the
Court in
fuck?
Livingston sentenced the 45-year-old Stephen Corrigan to 9 years in prison, along with a tirade of statements that ultimately stripped him of being
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Lord Mulholland of the High Court.
Lord Frank Mulholland. Bro, you a bitch.
Court in Livingston sentenced the 45-year-old Stephen Corrigan to 9 years in prison.
That should have been 99 years. Should have added extra 9 on the side of that shit. There's no way this nigga went. There's no way, bro. This shit a joke.
Along with a tirade of statements that ultimately stripped him of being a decent human being for having done the gruesome acts on Amber's corpse.
Yeah.
On the other hand, Connor Gibson, 20 years old at the time, was sentenced to life in prison with a
Yeah. See. Yeah. That's how it's supposed to go.
minimum period of 22 years in custody before he could even apply for parole. In this case, he must be deemed safe for the public before being
They should have put both of them niggas in jail in the same fucking cell. They should have put both of them in there.
Today is
Dude should have got more than 9 years. He should have got life. There's no way you supposed to be with these niggas in the 911, whatever you want to call that shit, the police. You supposed to be with these niggas, and you go over there, find a body, and you do some shit like that. You gotta watch him in 9 years now. You gotta watch him.
verdict. It won't bring Amber back, but hopefully it'll bring some comfort to our family.
The fuck what you saying? You ain't saying that shit. You ain't. What's
of
this?
her life were the ones who felt the full brunt of the tragedy.
Oh shit! Yeah,
Their
those
adopted daughter
the Nevins.
preferred to be called Amber Nivens instead of Gibson,
Nevins.
proving how connected she felt with the couple who took her in.
Damn.
Moments after the conclusion of Connor
Like I said, man, this shit. Unless it's some extra shit. Oh, hold on. Family statement. I can't miss those. Hold
When they
on.
arrived at her home, was 3, Connor aged 5. Connor stated, "We are safe." They were, until he took her safety away. Amber deserved to live a life of hope and opportunities and family.
Like,
We will never be able to get over how this was taken from her. They describe Amber as the most caring, giving, loving, supportive and admirable person who had a love of art and singing. They say she was the most amazing outlook on life, considering the suffering that she had experienced. We really miss Amber. They say life will never be the same.
Subscribe to watch more videos.
that's some fucked up ass shit, bro. That's some fucked up ass shit. Like I said, bro, like, you going through some shit right now that's like really affecting you, bro. You just gotta learn to, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I just feel like you gotta learn to face that shit, bro. It is what it is. So you can't control everything, bro. Like, that's how I look at it. You can't control everything. They're controlling other people and their decisions. So it's like, and other people, you know what I'm saying, depending on who it is, it can affect you. They decisions can affect you. You know what I'm saying? So I just look at it as like nobody really cares, bro. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good way to look at it, but shit, I mean, help me out. I won't do a little shit like this. So, that's it, man. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to like, subscribe.